knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig some dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live, Doni Jones live.
Hey, welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady, and yes, I am hanging out with that guy, Marty McFly, but we are doing a little something different today. You guys know that we love to get out in the community and show different areas of our communities that we serve, and while out in those communities, we like to highlight the people that are making a difference and making moves, and today is no different. Today on our show, we have an amazing lady that we just happened to run into and get a chance to know and found out her story. And I was like, oh my goodness, she just got to be on the show. Actually, Marty was the one that did that. So I would like to introduce you guys to a lady who is out there, who has a heart in the right place. Her mind is in the right place, and we're going to find out why. And her actions are in the right place. She is a woman that has committed her life to making a difference in the world, and she's doing that through entrepreneurship, but she's also doing that through yoga. And I want you guys to get a chance to meet her. I am talking about the wonderful young lady sitting right next to me. Her name is Alexandria Wilkins.
Hi.
Is that right?
Yes, Alexandria Wilkins.
I love it. I love it. Welcome to the show, Alexandria. Thank you, first of all, for doing this. Yes. We appreciate the opportunity to connect with people, especially young people like you that are out there doing their thing. So could you tell us a little bit about your story and get a little deeper into it?
Yeah, so I am, hello everyone, my name is Alexandria. I am the CEO and founder of 7 Sunflowers Lifestyle Wellness. And what we do is we basically teach yoga as a form of self-care to help reinforce self-love. We teach here at the Black Dot every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. And basically our ultimate goal is to have a dual wellness and learning center where we highlight or where we bring the community together of different healers and different people that teach yoga, that teach meditation, and different outlets for people to come to and not only heal but also gain skill sets. So farming, agriculture, financial literacy, and things of that nature. So once again, it will be a dual wellness and learning center.
Love it, love it. And you know, what struck me, first of all, you're absolutely beautiful, but you have like this spirit about you. Like you seem very, very centered. And for me, it's been a struggle to get there. I mean, I'm there now, at least I believe I'm there now. But I do know that I went through my own struggles in life. And one of the struggles that I document, and I'm documenting right now, is my weight loss struggle. So when you told me about how you were doing yoga, I was like, a light bulb went off in my head because I just started doing yoga and doing it consistently, and I've been documenting my journey with my weight loss. So I see myself losing the weight, but since I've started doing yoga, it's like I just feel like something connected inside of me, you know? But I didn't get that until I'm at this age. But how did you get into yoga?
I first got into yoga back in college. It was an elective. It was an option to take it as an elective. And at the time, I wasn't so much familiar with yoga, but I wanted to, one, get off of campus, have the opportunity to leave campus during the day, but also
I got off campus, but it wasn't for yoga.
And
just saying.
And then the location was beautiful. I said, oh, well, you know, I'll just take the class.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 weeks in, I truly started to feel a difference in myself. I started to feel that mental liberation, that inner peace and harmony, just a different flow throughout my day-to-day life and managing my time. And as I was taking it, I said to myself, I said, I would feel selfish if I kept this to myself. So to get deeper into that feeling or to really explore the history and the system of yoga, I went to a training school, basically yoga teacher training. And it was an 8-month program. I did that, and I started teaching because my goal was to be educated enough so where I can take it back to my community, people that look like me, for their healing. Because we all are entitled to healing. We all are entitled to that inner peace, harmony, and balance. So I wanted to take that and bring it.
Well, that's one of the things that I'm super passionate about is taking things back to the community that I know have helped me, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's entrepreneurship, whether it's me being focused on getting this weight off. Something in you got you to a place where you were like, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to do for my community. Is there a certain event in your life that you were like, okay, something's got to change, or was it just kind of a overall thing? How did you come to that decision?
Well, at the time before I got into yoga, I just moved to Philadelphia. I was there by myself, 19 years old, in North Philly. Finances were like, trying to find a job. And then at the time I had my own event planning business and working full time. So I was going to school, doing all this, and it was just a lot of chaos. And I noticed I was making mistakes, little hiccups in my day-to-day life, little issues. I'm just like, this is just like crazy. Just everything felt like it was everywhere. And I kind of felt like I was like kind of losing control of just my day-to-day. And so getting into yoga really changed that. Like I said, it brought me balance and it brought me that inner peace. So I think that transition from college into the real world, that moment right there is what kind of really pushed me to really want to get into yoga. To
share it with everybody.
And share, exactly. Because like I said, I'm like, this feeling that I'm experiencing through yoga, I need to take it back. There's other people that have to feel, that, should be able to feel like this as well. So,
Well, for me, it's been interesting, this fitness journey that I've been on. I've had so many people tell me that, oh, well, you're at a good spot right now. Like, I've lost some weight, but if you all watch the show and you see it on, like, obviously a lot of you guys are listening to it on the radio or on the podcast, but if you jump over to YouTube and watch, you'll see that I'm still a curvy girl. But in my family, because I've lost some weight, they're like, oh, girl, you're fine just the way you are, and I'm like, it's not healthy to be carrying this much weight around. And I'm passionate about that we've got to start thinking about what we're putting in our bodies and what we do with our bodies. Do you see that there's a lot of trauma in our community and the way we react to things in our community that could be helped with yoga? And if so, can you give people tools that they could do now to help themselves?
Well, just a few things. Well, one of the things that I noticed when I first got into yoga, my family, we grew up Christian. We grew up in a Christian household. So when my sisters and siblings were like, "What is that? Why are you doing that?" Like,
all you need is Jesus.
And through my practice with yoga, I felt like I got closer with God, or I felt something that I got more grounded and connected. So through yoga, there's that centering, there's that balance, there's that quiet time that we need. When we're quiet and we're still, we get the answers that we need. And ultimately, like, when we connect with ourselves, we can block out other people's egos, other issues. We don't allow people what they want to project on us. We kind of learn to block it off. So through yoga, I just feel like you really get to know thyself, connect with thyself, and there's just so many other healing aspects and benefits in. Also, just being for myself, I wanted to be a representation for other people to look at me and feel that they can heal or they can be a part of that healing journey. So that was important.
Well, I feel like you are that example. And for those of you that are just checking in with our show, we are talking to Alexandria Wilkins. She is an entrepreneur. She's a yoga instructor. And once again, as she mentioned, she does yoga here at Black Cultural Arts Center here in beautiful downtown Latonia. I did a little tongue twister there. But you guys, I want you to go online and check out Black Dot. But I also want you to be able to connect with Alexandria. What's a way people can get in contact with you to maybe find out about your class or to find you, on social media? What are ways people can connect with you?
Well, we are on the Black Dot website. If you click on Tuesdays, once again, the classes are there. But on social media, we are at 7 Sunflowers. Everywhere, and also my website is www.sunflowerslifestyle.com.
Love it.
And I forgot to mention, but I do have herbal blends. So for me, it's like
I know somebody's ears just perked up. Marty's back there going, did I hear herbal? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
So for me, I have a healing service.
Yes.
It was important that I had a healing product. So we blend different herbs, spices, leaves, and we create herbal teas. But we also have cold brews, which are made from the herbal blends, and we use everything organic because it's important that we keep the benefit of the herbs. We don't want to saturate it with sugars and things like that.
Absolutely.
No, you're going to get the full benefit of the herbs.
Love it.
We do that as well. From face steams to yoni steams to help heal the womb and the woman.
Okay,
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, but I want to talk to you a little bit about that. How did you, real quickly, how did you get into the yoni stuff? Yoni, how do you say it again?
The yoni. Yep,
yoni, okay. That's what,
yoni. It just really depends.
Okay, for those of you that don't know what she's talking about, you got to go to YouTube and, it's down there. Down there. Go ahead.
And with the herbal blends, ultimately, it can either cure an issue, whether you're a woman getting BV or yeast or anything like that, but it's also maintenance. Your body is your life vehicle. Keep up with the maintenance. That's one of our, our slogans that we go with. And then for myself, to be completely transparent, I want to say in 2012 maybe, I was experiencing BV often. So one of the things I started to do was take away meats. That was, and I started to
go ahead and explain because, you are enlightened and you're Zen, which I got to talk to you about that because I want to do a Zen power conference and I think that we could do something together. But there might be a term that you're using that our audience may not be familiar with. Could you explain what that terminology is?
Yes, bacteria vaginosis is what it's called, and it's basically, you can get it from anything from a female. You can get it from soaps, you can get it from partners, you can get it from the food you eat, which they won't tell you that though, because I went to a specialist.
It is the food,
and they didn't even tell me that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, why am I getting this? And she's like, oh, as Black women, you get it more, you experience.
But it's what we're eating.
And that's the one thing they did not tell me. I said, let me adjust my food. Let me adjust the chemicals and stuff that I'm putting into my body. And since then, that has helped in using the yoni seeds. Once again, is more so for maintenance and keeping up month to month. You use it once a month, and there's different herbs in there that really help with that.
Do you use it before or after your cycle?
You do either or. So I do recommend doing it after, just to help flush out and cleanse and pull out anything. But if you want to do it before, because it does help with cramps and all that stuff and pain in that area. So
you guys, women, especially women, I want you really to honestly go check out her website. Once again, her website, one more time, because we are suffering in our community and we're not talking about it. And that's why I love having people such as Alexandria on the show, because we get to open our mind to another way of doing things. Once again, before we take our quick break, tell them how to get into contact with you again.
So website is www.7sunflowerslifestyle.com.
7sunflowerslifestyle.com. Right? Yep. Perfect.
And on social media as well, 7 Sunflowers.
Okay. So like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and follow her on Instagram, wherever you can find her. Please support this beautiful young woman. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Doni Jones Live or watching Doni Jones Live, and we're going to take a quick break and be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
It's not too late to file your taxes. Don't be afraid to file, even if you feel you may owe, because this may not be so. Allow TrueTax to give you a free estimated quote based on minimum information required on our app. Please download the TrueTax app from Google Play and follow the prompts and choose Killeen, Texas as your preferred location. Remember to call Sunny at 254-304-9416. TrueTax and Credit Solutions, always true to price and service. When you file with us, you will receive a free credit profile cleanup and a free one-document notary service. Thank you.
First, people got sick and I couldn't go to school. Then another police shooting. My mom and dad were upset. It seemed like they were losing hope. But then I told them, don't worry, there's still hope.
Manna Publishing presents the House of Hope Story and Coloring Activity Book. It's 44 pages of inspiration with coloring activities to calm your mind and redirect your attention. Children and adults can use this tool to relax, focus, and best of all, be inspired to find hope. Get your copy today at mannapublishing.com. Please, don't you dare go in there. Don't touch that. It's an emergency. Germs, viruses, and bacteria are everywhere. And today, it can even be deadly. Don't go in there without protection. Pro Spray, Atlanta's antimicrobial system, works. We have a 2-stage process that cleans and seals. You can open your store, church, business, and have a safe home. We have the solution. A protective covering, disinfectant, long-lasting solution Pro Spray treatment. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today 833-776-7829. That's 833-PRO-SPRAY. July and August special. Office, 1,500 square feet, or home, 1,000 square feet, $349. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Don't go in there until PRO-SPRAY has treated your surfaces for your protection. Contact PRO-SPRAY Atlanta today. 833-776-7829. That's 833-PRO-SPRAY.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. We are having an exciting and enlightening conversation with Alexandria Wilkins of 7 Sunflowers Lifestyle. She is an amazing woman, guys, and we've been talking about entrepreneurship a little bit, and we've mostly been talking about yoga, healing, and things that you can do to help your body, mind, and spirit. And I wanted to jump back into that because you talked about how you can work on, do steams and use different herbal things to help with your body, specifically your reproductive system. The reason why I want to touch on that is because I grew up Islamic. And even though that is not necessarily my faith right now, there was a whole lot that I learned in that culture, meaning you don't put certain things in your body. You don't adhere and listen to what's on TV about the best way to take care of your body as a woman. Yeah. And so we were embedded in the Islamic community, but we were also embedded in naturopathic things. Yep. So as a young girl, I really didn't have a lot of problems with my periods. I never had a problem with my periods. I didn't have any issues until I became a young adult and I got out of my parents' house and I just ate whatever I wanted to eat, did whatever I wanted to do. And then I just got to a point where I was like, I didn't like dealing with cramps and bad periods and stuff. So I changed the way I ate. And so when people would hear me go, oh, I didn't even realize my period came and I had a little accident because I didn't realize, they're like, how do you not realize your period came? Because I just never had a problem with it. Yeah. It wasn't until I became more overweight and wasn't eating what I should have ate that I started having issues again. And once again, I just went back to changing what I ate. Can you speak to what some of the issues that women have that can be specifically attributed to food?
Well, specifically, I know one thing that I cut off immediately that was giving me, whether it was cramps or anything like that, was like the chicken, the hormones in that. And eating out, especially when you're not preparing your own food, you don't know exactly what they're putting in there. So you can get anything, like I said, from yeast to BV, bad cramps, things like that. And when I stopped, when I guess adjusted my diet and the way I was eating, my flow was on time every month. It was 5 days, it lasted. It wasn't extremely long. The pain, I wouldn't even know it was coming sometimes. I'm like, period cramps, what is that? I felt so bad for my friends and people that experience it because I'm like, I don't even experience those like that anymore. And you don't know I'm usually on my menstrual or monthly because my attitude doesn't change per se. And what you eat, often determines how your energy is, your mood, and all that stuff. So
that's so important. And I found that with dairy also. Yep. I mean, dairy is a major issue, and we don't talk about it in our community. First thing we want to do is go get a pill, or we want to, blame it on something else. And a lot of, whether it's our attitude, whether it's the way we think, the way we handle our problems, that can be addressed through changing the way we eat. So we obviously can't fix this in one conversation, so I do want to have you back at a later date. But I really want you all as an audience to start thinking about what you put in your body. Start finding a more natural, holistic way to take care of yourself. Now, something else you mentioned that's important to you as far as your businesses are concerned was introducing people to a better concept as far as financial literacy is concerned. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, one of my goals with that is to really educate the Black and Brown community on financial literacy. And just for me, growing up with 8 siblings, my mother didn't always educate us on that, but it was probably because she wasn't as educated on it. So that scarcity mindset, or not having a relationship with money, or at least a healthy relationship with money, can really, mess us up as adults. At some point in time, you have to take a hold of it. You can't blame your parents anymore. So it's just important that we are building financial wealth and, that legacy. When I think about building legacy and wealth for my family, I think about it for my nieces and my, and their kids and just future generations to come for my family.
I love that. And that's one of the things that we're big on in our show is talking about entrepreneurship, financial literacy,
and cash flow and Black and Brown communities.
All of that.
Because it doesn't stay long in our communities. It stays 6 hours in our communities.
That's right, and it leaves our community. What that means is you get your paycheck And instead of putting some aside and investing in our community, which, by the way, I want to mention again that we are at Black Dot Cultural Arts Center here in beautiful Lithonia, Georgia. And so we want you to support businesses like this. But going back to our community and going back to financial literacy, as soon as most people get their paychecks, that money goes out of our community within 6 hours. It doesn't circulate, which means we're not building wealth. One of the things that I do as a Black-owned business is I specifically target our community for services, for team members. I mean, my whole administrative staff is African American. Now, a lot of my team members are Latino or of different races, but the people that run the day-to-day, as far as the office and the, taking care of my clients, African American. And we've got to understand that there is Black excellence. There really is a thing such as Black excellence, and we've got to expect that from one another. And part of it is getting our finances right.
Generational wealth, and it's almost selfish not to want to think about the person that's coming up, whether it's your kid, whether it's your grandkid, or whether it's the future generation.
That's
whatever.
right.
It's a selfish choice to not to want to at least be educated or enlighten yourself on that.
That's
stuff.
right. Well, and it comes down to doing simple things like putting your money in the bank and not going to a check cashing place. Believe me, one of the reasons why I talk about this stuff is because I did these things. I've done it all. Bad debt, bankruptcy, bouncing checks, everything that you could think of to do wrong in a business or in your finances, I've done. So that's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about speaking about it, because I don't want to see people make the same stupid mistakes that I made. What are some keys that you would like to give people that they could do right now to start getting on the path to financial literacy?
Well, what I'm currently, the two new things that I'm doing is cryptocurrency, kind of investing in that. Using my money, not just saving it, but finding ways to invest my money. My mother's a broker, so I have to get into real estate. So getting into real estate, just finding little ways and outlets that I can use my money to help it make money. One of the industries that I recently got back into, which I won't be in for long, is serving and waitressing. The money's fast. It's quick money. You can make it. Could you speak to that?
Okay.
It's good money. It's
good
quick money. But the first
3
years that I was in it, it was like I was paying bills and spending. When I said I will be in it for a couple months, but with the plan. Let me take this money, save it, invest it. I don't want it because, once again, it's fast money and it's quick, and you can blow it quick.
But that also goes back to discipline. Teaching yourself discipline and making sure you're making good choices with your money. But I want to go back to the fact that you did say that you went into waitressing. I did waitressing. I did waitressing and I made good money doing it. And people say all the time, well, there's no good jobs, or if you got a history or you been a felon or something like that, you can't get a job. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
But you have to change certain habits. I tell people simple stuff such as, okay, say you don't have the job that you want, right? But you need to make some money. If you honestly go into at least a decent, it may not be the most high end, but at least a decent restaurant where you can make good money, ask for a job. Tell them you're willing to serve. They might tell you certain things such as, well, okay, in order to have a job here, you're going to have to do something with your hair, or you may have to kind of clean up your act, or you may have to cover your tattoos. Whatever it is, temporarily do those things so that you can make a plan to get to the next level. There's opportunities out there, but sometimes we have to change to make those to take those opportunities. So I love that you mentioned that. I love that and then you've also got a bit. It sounds like you told me you've always had something on the side. You've been an entrepreneur since you were a baby. Talk about some of the things that you did. I know we're getting close to the close, but I just want people to see that they can do it, because you're living proof.
Well, when I was younger, I had probably a few businesses going. I had a babysitting business. I had a cleaning service. And these are all things that my mom, she really wanted to cultivate and help me enhance that and bring those things to life. So just now as an adult, I'm like, let me go back to what I know best. Let me, if entrepreneurship is for me, not only am I going to educate myself in every way possible that I can, but I'm going to really pour into that, whatever business it is. So that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm just going to continue to do it. I truly am. And for me, I educate myself on the financial aspect. I educate, even if I have to take a course, YouTube, whatever it is, I'm intentional about learning, because once again, it's selfish for me not to educate and learn those things. And I can't blame it on anybody else now.
That's
you
right.
know, at this
That's
point.
right.
So.
Well, you're dropping bombs right now. I mean, seriously, these are nuggets that people need to hear. And I'm so thankful that you were that you came on the show to share these things, because I think people always think it's those people out there that can do it. And you're living proof that anybody can do it, but you've got to be willing to do the work. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. Once again, I'm getting an opportunity right now to talk to Alexandria Wilkins. Tell people one more time how they can get in contact with you, and then we'll take a break. And
So on social media, Instagram and Facebook is 7sunflowers_, and website www.7sunflowerslifestyle.com.
Wonderful. Alexandria, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. And I know that all those goals that you've set, you will accomplish them. I appreciate it. And you guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Mr. Mardy McFly.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Hey, write this number down, 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. Have you ever thought about having a produced commercial for your next event? Your church anniversary, birthday, family reunion, or if you just need some production work done, VAST Productions can help. We're an audio video production house specializing in making your audio and video dreams come to life. Thinking about a family documentary or a church history story? Call us at 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278. VAST Productions has over 20 years of production experience, and we're ready to work for you. To get started, just call 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278.
Hey, I'm Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Doni Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find it.
Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Mardy McFly.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Hey, welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Mardy McFly, hanging out in this new place that I have not been at, but I'm excited in here.
I know, right?
Well, you know what? I got mixed emotions because places like this make me broke. Because I want to go around and start buying stuff,
up everything.
But it's all good. But happy day and all that kind of stuff. And it's good to see you, Miss Doni.
Well, it's good to see you too.
You know, you've been all over the world chasing alligators or tigers and zebras.
It's not alligators, but it will be lions, tigers, and no, I didn't see tigers, but I did see lions. I did see elephants. I did see kudu.
Kudu.
It's like a gazelle or I don't know. It's some kind of deer-like thing.
If you just kind of like tuning in, Doni went on a little vacation to what part of Africa?
South Africa. I just got back from South Africa. I had a good time. But I want to say where we're at real quick, guys.
Yes.
We are at Black Dot Cultural Center here in beautiful downtown Lithonia. And this is a place that I very much frequent because, first of all, they have great coffee. They have great books. They have great art.
And they got hookahs.
Yeah, I'm going to hurt him.
Good. What?
Well, that is true.
I'm saying we're sitting right here beside the hookahs.
That's
Right.
See, you know more about that than I do.
Not really. I just know they got hookahs here.
Stop, because you do know more about it than I do.
I know they have. I'm looking at them, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I've tried hookahs before. I'm saying they're around Atlanta and just different flavors and everything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not so much of the what people always think when they see a hookah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they call them bongs or pipes or whatever, but it's always associated with marijuana.
We are on a religious station, several religious stations throughout the country.
Well, you know, sometimes open up your mind, people. You know,
well,
because this is not like an illegal thing.
It's not illegal.
Right, they have hookah bars all over Atlanta.
Not just Atlanta, but all over the world. When we went to Doha, we had a layover in Doha, and one of the hotels that I stayed at, they had a whole lounge that was a hookah lounge, and it was just amazing. People were in there doing their thing. So, yes, it's absolutely.
Right. So, you know, it is a thing that it's a different day, a different way of just relaxing and things of that nature. So anyway.
Not my thing, but I think it's definitely Marty's thing. So.
It could be your thing.
You're so funny.
I'm just saying. But anyway, so Doni, since you've been back and everything, is it hard getting readjusted back from,
the time thing was a little bit of an adjustment, but I got to tell you, okay, now you know I love everybody, and you know my family's very diverse, but it felt good. I'm telling you, when I landed in the motherland, it was a spiritual experience. It was absolutely, there was a connectedness.
No,
you know?
Curious.
Yeah.
Because you said you got a diverse family and everything. Did everybody else in your family have that same connected?
Okay, no, they
I'm just curious, you know, that they get off the plane, I'm like, oh, this is just
great. My daughters did. My daughters were like, all of us felt like it was amazing, but I think for me, Marty's trying to be funny.
I'm just asking serious questions.
He's just trying to be funny right now. But yeah, my daughters and my husband.
Your husband felt like
he didn't feel the connectedness that I did, but he enjoyed himself. Yeah,
I bet he enjoyed it. But that's what I was asking. Like, did he feel that connection?
He enjoyed the scuba diving more than the feeling that I got. But
did y'all play like chase games? Did y'all let him go around and chase?
I'm gonna hurt Marty, y'all. This is gonna be a show where Marty gets murdered. But no, it was absolutely beautiful. And being in a country where we are the majority, and I pulled out some money to pay somebody, and you see Nelson Mandela on the money, and it's just like it just felt good. We can't even get Harriet Tubman on the money here in the United States.
They
working on it.
Yeah.
But it just felt really good, you know. And then I don't drink, but we went to a beautiful winery. They had a tasting, and the sommelier there was African, like Black African, and it was just like we were in places that we were doing jobs and in places where here in the States people don't consider it a Black thing. Like we went zip lining, and the whole staff was Black. And it was just a beautiful thing, because when I go zip lining here in the States, it's considered kind of I don't know if it's considered a white thing or not, but there's usually aren't a whole lot.
It depends on where you go to. Yeah, if I go zip lining in Decatur, downtown.
Okay, where do they have zip lining in Decatur?
Well, if you go on Simpson Road, it's a power line that fell down.
What? I'm gonna hurt you.
And you know, you just put a little belt around the thing and you can just slide down. You know what I'm saying? It's all Black staff.
Yeah,
you know. But now,
no.
if you go up to Swanee, then I could imagine that.
So it was beautiful. So I tell anybody, if you ever get the chance to go to Africa, go to Africa. It was absolutely life-changing. It was amazing. It was beautiful. But I will say, and I do have to address this because I think it's something that I've avoided addressing. Because of I try to put negativity away from me, keep it away from me. But when I got back, we had a staff meeting. And there's a staff meeting, they were like, you know, Doni, we didn't want to bother you on your holiday, on your vacation, but we need to tell you something. I'm like, okay, what do you need to tell me? And they said, well, you know, your sister was in the news again.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk to you about that and ask you about that. And I'm kind of curious because I was like, are we going to really talk about that on the show? Because usually you don't like to talk about your family. Well, you don't like to talk about her in particular. And if you don't know what we're talking about, and I'm not going to say their name, but it's, of course, you know, Don's
tree service.
Don has a tree service. Doni has a tree service here in Atlanta, and she has a sibling that has a tree service here in Atlanta, very, very similar to the same name.
Yes, very similar name.
But what happens is, her sister is always on the news for doing shady stuff. Yeah. You know, she's stealing old ladies' teeth. She is just doing just
silly, dude.
You know, really, I'm saying stealing other people's equipment. But no, but honestly, she's been on TV several times of doing shady stuff. And I'm not, you know, I've never met her or anything like that, but I'm just seeing the reviews. And over the week while you were gone, some stuff did come up again.
Some stuff came out in the news. She's still stealing from people. There is a lady specifically, there's a lady who, she stole the lady's money, didn't do the job, and the lady took her to court, and she still has not paid the lady back.
Right.
And the lady's husband has since died, and she promised the husband before he died that she would get this taken care of.
Well, she shouldn't have made no promises like that.
Exactly. But
that's her.
But no, you silly. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is not to throw shade at her, because God will deal with that whole situation.
Oh, yeah.
But because I want people to understand that I'm not affiliated with that company. I don't do things like that. The name of my company is Don's Tree Service. The name of her company is Don's Tree Experts. I'm not affiliated with Don's Tree Experts. I don't do business with Don's Tree Experts. And I just want people to know that I would never do those type of things. We have a stellar reputation in the community.
Right.
And when you call us, we have 24-hour answering service. You can always get somebody in our company. So I just wanted to just put it out there that my goal is to provide quality service to our community.
Right.
And to do a good job for our community. And of course, nobody is perfect, but we really do try to perfect what we do. And we really work hard to serve our community with a spirit of excellence and integrity. So when things like this come out and the names are so close, people go, well, wait a minute, is that Doni? So I'm just going on the record to say that that is not my company. I'm not affiliated with that company. And that honestly, I'm just going to put this in your hands because you're a pastor. I honestly, instead of criticizing her, I really want people to pray for her. If you're listening to this show, and
you know, I got something even better.
I want you guys to pray for her because
I got
it's
something.
not right, and only somebody with something off would do something like that to people.
I got something even better. Okay, we can pray, which that's great. But why don't we have an intervention? What would you say about you sitting down with your sister and just having a conversation about this whole situation? You know, of you know, the different names and her background and your history. You know, because I think we got to be the change that we want to see.
I don't want to see that change in the world.
What?
That is not the change.
Bringing back family, you know, bringing back and having a conversation. I'm saying, because I deal with that, like you said, in church. I deal with that where I see two people on two different sides of the spectrum. And it's like, let's just sit down and have a conversation.
That ain't the change I want to see. No. Okay. Actually, can we talk about this on the next segment? Because there does come a point in your life where you got to go, no more.
And
you got to love yourself enough to let go.
Yeah.
And you got to know when you got to put stuff in God's hands. And one of the problems I think that we run into as a people, as a community, is that we have let religion make us believe that we have to hold on to toxic situations. In other words, you know, you forgive somebody 70 times 70. Yes, you do forgive somebody 70 times 70 or whatever it says in the Bible. But you also take care of yourself and you take yourself out, you remove yourself from toxic situations or situations that you know you cannot fix. And you do have to honestly put it in God's hands and let go of it emotionally. Like when I talk about this situation, I can honestly sit here and say, I don't have any kind of weird feelings. I don't have any anger. I've honestly put it in God's hands.
But Doni, I will say this as we get ready to go to the break. A lot of us as Christians deal with Christendom, you know, which we are Christians, but we're dumb, you know. So I classify it as Christendom because, certain things in the Bible you take as a guidance, but at the same time, you do have to love yourself first, you know, and Jesus didn't deal with everybody.
I didn't think about that.
Right. He didn't deal with and he knew the hearts of certain people that even his family member, they came to get him one time. He's like, who is my real family?
Wow.
It ain't the ones that's outside of the house that's trying to say, come out and stop doing what you're doing.
Right.
Y'all ain't my real family. You know, so it is a thing where you have to know when to cut off, when to let go. And it's like, you know what, I can love you from a distance.
Yeah.
But I ain't got to be in your circle. I ain't got to be here. I don't have to go out of my way to hurt you, but I'll pray for you from a distance, and you do you, I do me. But anyway, we got to take a quick break.
I'm praying from a distance. How about that?
You're listening to Doni Jones live with the certified arborist, Doni Jones, and me, myself, and I, Marty McFly, and we will be right back. Well, actually, if you got a thought or a comment, Hit us up at
1-888-349-DONI. That's 1-888-349-DONI. 1-888-349-3664. Give us a call. Let us know what you think, and we'll be right back.
Yep, broadcasting live from Black Dot
Cultural Center in beautiful downtown.
I'm proud of you. You got it right.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
It's not too late to file your taxes. Don't be afraid to file, even if you feel you may owe, because this may not be so. Allow TrueTax to give you a free estimated quote based on minimum information required on our app. Please download the TrueTax app from Google Play and follow the prompts and choose Killeen, Texas as your preferred location. Remember to call Sunny at 254-304-9416. TrueTax and Credit Solutions, always true to price and service. When you file with us, you will receive a free credit profile cleanup and a free one-document notary service. Thank you.
First, people got sick and I couldn't go to school. Then another police shooting. My mom and dad were upset. It seemed like they were losing hope. But then I told them, don't worry, there's still hope.
Manna Publishing presents the House of Hope Story and Coloring Activity Book. It's 44 pages of inspiration with coloring activities to calm your mind and redirect your attention. Children and adults can use this tool to relax, focus, and best of all, be inspired to find hope. Get your copy today at mannapublishing.com. Please, don't you dare go in there. Don't touch that. It's an emergency. Germs, viruses, and bacteria are everywhere. And today, it can even be deadly. Don't go in there without protection. Pro Spray, Atlanta's antimicrobial system works. We have a 2-stage process that cleans and seals. You can open your store, church, business, and have a safe home. We have the solution. A protective covering, disinfectant, long-lasting solution Pro Spray treatments. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today. 833-776-7829. That's 833 Pro Spray. July and August special. Office 1,500 square feet or home 1,000 square feet. $349. EPA approved, non-toxic, safe for families and pets. Don't go in there until Pro Spray has treated your surfaces for your protection. Contact Pro Spray Atlanta today. 833-776-7829. That's 833 Pro Spray.
Now, back to more Doni Jones Live with Doni and Mardy McFly.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady. For those of you that don't know, we do record the show and we have it up on YouTube, so go check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, is it the coffee that's messing with you?
No, what happened was Marty, the producer, just walked in front of the camera while I was bringing us back to the show.
Oh, because see, that means that you don't know the cues. If I'm still walking and you start the show, so if I haven't sat in my spot yet and you just started the show.
You said, let's go.
Yeah, but I usually say, and we're rolling. You know,
I could have swore that's what you said.
I said, all right, let's go. Let's get it done. And then I was still,
okay.
If I'm in front of you. Anyway, y'all, how are y'all doing? You know what, Donnie, real quick, let's move on, because it's a big, interesting conversation that I wanted to have with you this week.
Speaking of toxic people.
What toxic? I don't know about toxic, but what are your feelings about the guy that was released this past week? Mr. Bill of the Cosby. You know, and I'm curious to know, what is your
you know what my opinion is on this, okay, I'm going to be very clear.
Okay, talk to me.
Yes, he should absolutely, unequivocally, without a doubt, be in jail for his behavior. However, you cannot break the law to put him in jail.
Okay,
so,
all right.
But yes, it is a well-known open secret in Hollywood that this dude went around drugging women and raping women. Now, yes, there are some women that went to his room late at night, for probably nefarious reasons. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I believe some of that happened. But there are situations, and I've been in those situations as a younger lady where I just wanted to get to know somebody better, but I wasn't ready to do anything, and they tried to force themselves on me. So I know what it's like to be, it's late at night, it's cool, you know what I mean? You want to kind of get to know them better, but you're not ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
And so when somebody forces themselves on you or drugs you to put you into a compromised position,
if somebody takes your Jello pudding, then that's wrong.
That's wrong.
That's just wrong. And like I said, I agree that, well, in my belief, I believe that he has done that. You know, I do believe that he's actually done stand up, and kind of explained what he did. And this is years ago.
Spanish
okay. Right. So this is years ago. Now, I do not think, and I said this during the court trial in the beginning, you should not be able to break the law to catch someone.
That's true.
To break the law. I think they went above and beyond the call of duty to catch him or to trap him. That part of it is wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am happy that, and I guess it's a really strong double-edged sword, because I'm happy that justice prevailed, but at the same time, I do think that he should have the punishment. Now, do I believe that he has, if he served his time? Maybe not, no. But now, dude can't see anymore.
Yeah.
He can barely get around anymore. What benefit does that have at this point? Will they take him back? Maybe yay or no.
Here's my thing though, Marty, and I understand where you're coming from, and I actually just had a conversation yesterday which shed a light on why some people are happy about this situation, okay? First of all, you're right, you can't break the law to convict somebody.
Right.
Okay, but the other reason that we have a discord is because some people have been in a situation where they've been accused of something. I'll just be transparent. I have a customer of mine that we got into this conversation, and he was excited about the fact that Cosby's getting out. And I was like, are you serious? This man abused and violated women, period. There's no gray area. And he's like, well, Donnie, just so you know where I'm coming from in my mindset, he goes, I was dating a lady. She was married, okay? And her husband was in the service.
Right.
He decided to surprise her and come home to surprise her. She was at this guy's house.
Right.
And when he called, she was like, oh, you're at the house. So she jumps up out of the situation that they're in and goes straight home. Well, the husband, and she said it was in July, meaning a warm season up back in South Carolina, and they were in college. And so, no, he just got out of college, and they was kicking it the summer before they were leaving. So he said it was hot, sweaty, and so when she got home, she had a certain aroma about her.
She smelled.
So the husband was like, what the, and so she got scared and lied and said that this guy assaulted her.
Yep.
And so the husband said, oh, okay, well, if that's happened, you need to go to the police. So to save her marriage, she went to the police. But the mistake that she made was that she didn't seem convincing to the police, which you shouldn't use that as a term. But the other thing is that she said to the police, well, my husband said that, I should probably come down here and tell y'all what happened. And she was just, the investigator felt uneasy about the situation. So the guy, they go to his house, they, have a warrant for him. He goes back to the precinct, tells his side of the story, and officers were like, something doesn't seem right about this. And they totally dropped it. But he said, if at any moment that officer didn't believe him or didn't do an investigation or didn't follow up, because they asked her to come back and formally press charges and she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And she had an excuse, and then she stopped answering the phone after she found out he was willing to come down and testify in his own behalf.
Right.
So he said, I feel differently the way you do about it because I've been in that position before.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, but you haven't been in that position 60 times or 60 different women have
understand
accused
this.
you.
Me as a black man too, I've dealt with that. High school, college, I was a drum major in high school, and two of my Caucasian friends who were female kind of wanted that position, you know, and without me really realizing it or knowing it, I got called to the principal's office. And I'm in there, and this is the first time that I'm hearing about it.
Right.
They called my mother and wanted to explain to my mother that I had been sexually harassing these two young white girls that I had no thought about, never talked to really, you know, we were just in, but before I even had an argument, because one of the girls' mother was a teacher at the school. So here, now the principal is calling me saying that I am sexual offender in a sense. My mother now is hearing this, you know, and nobody is taking my word.
Yeah.
And I'm already accused. Why? I'm a black man.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
that's the point that he was trying to say.
Right.
Yeah.
So at the same time, if anybody starts bringing up those and just say, well, you got a history now. You know, somebody else said that. You got a history. Now, and even in Cosby's defense, and now, like I said, I do believe that he's done some stuff.
Right.
However, having people just be able to come and just say, well, no, he did it to me too, but no proof, no kind of evidence.
But here's this thing as a woman, and I've been in this position. I know what it's like to have somebody say something, do something, and physically touch you inappropriately, and you've got no proof.
Right.
So that's why I said, but because
it's a sticky
because you explained,
situation. Yeah.
and because of the gentleman that yesterday that explained, I'm like, okay, I can see why some people would be like, oh, okay,
and
well,
see,
it's good that he's out.
And understand this too. In Hollywood, Dave Chappelle said this the best. He said, when they try to control you and you say, I am not going to stand for this and I'm not going to be controlled, they will put out every kind of information about you negatively.
And that's true.
You know,
that is true.
He's like, oh,
then
he's like,
don't do the negative thing.
Wait, time out. Let me finish.
That's my point.
Wait, time out. He said, I'm not going to do this Dave Chappelle show no more.
Right.
I'm going to Africa.
Well, they lied on
And they
him.
said, oh, but he's different.
Yes.
Because, time out.
Yes.
They told him, before you get back to Ohio, we're going to put out that you are crazy.
Crazy, crackhead, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And they did that.
They did that.
Right. So the same thing.
I don't believe it's the same thing with dude. But
because,
once again.
Because of your background and who we are. I'm saying with someone that had as much power.
I've never met anybody as powerful as Bill Cosby, but I have been around a lot of powerful men with that type of behavior. And they feel like they can get away with it. They say certain things to you. They do certain things to you knowing they can get away with it.
Right. And I agree with that. And then, but why are they only targeting Cosby? Because we've had so many other people out there that has done that. Well, when you start,
this is why, because when he started making power moves, he started wanting to buy this, that, and the third.
They started attacking.
Guess what? I don't care about his power moves. Don't do the stupid stuff, and you can make all the power moves you want.
That's the thing. When you start making those power moves, that's when certain things start coming up. But it's like, wait a minute.
It should have came up before then.
Exactly, but it doesn't until you start making power moves. And they say, well, 1980, you might have went there.
If I stole a cup off this counter.
But see, the thing is,
and nobody said anything about it.
All they had to do is just say, well, I think he did it too. I think he did it to me too. They didn't have to prove it. They didn't even have to go to court. He just,
well,
just.
Before the.
So anyway, I'm saying Right. Any
I
other.
just needed to be said.
Right.
I believe he did it, and I believe he needs to be in jail, but you can't break the law to put him in jail. So there.
Yeah, and I think it should be a fair trial. Always fair. Anybody else that goes to jail usually
I think any man that touches a woman inappropriately needs to be put in jail. Period. That's my belief system.
Well, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be married
hurt you, Marty.
if I didn't touch my wife inappropriate the first time.
No, that's not. If it's consensual, it's not inappropriate.
Well, the first time.
You gotta remember rules. Anyway.
It's real talk. Real talk.
So where are we at?
It's an interesting conversation, but we'll keep moving on. Look, if y'all have a thought about what's going on, if you have an opinion on the Cosby thing, give us a call. I would really like to know your thoughts, your views. Because it's very interesting. Like Eddie Murphy said, who would have thought that Eddie Murphy is America's dad and Bill Cosby was in jail?
I know, right?
That's an interesting change of events. But I am happy that we're here at Black Dot. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. If you're not in the Atlanta area, you can actually go online and see some of their artwork here, some of their T-shirts and everything, their books and everything. So I encourage you to do that. And if you're in the Atlanta area, come by there on Main Street in downtown Lithonia. I think the address is 98. 84, but don't quote me on that.
Don't be messing it up.
Yeah. But it's a nice, very nice, relaxing African American owned coffee shop, bookstore that I would encourage you to come and check out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if they want to reach out to us, like you said, call us at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664.
Yep. Other than that, Donnie,
I got nothing.
We will talk to y'all next week, same place, same time, same station, and love you long time.
Love you long time. Hey, this is your girl, Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. Don's Tree Service has been serving the metro Atlanta area for almost 20 years. I'm a certified arborist, and we are fully licensed and insured. Call us at 770-413-TREE. We give free estimates, and we don't charge extra for cleanup. Don's Tree Service, that's 770-413-TREE, or visit us online at donstree.com.
Hey, write this number down, 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. Have you ever thought about having a produced commercial for your next event? Your church anniversary, birthday, family reunion, or if you just need some production work done? VAST Productions can help. We're an audio video production house specializing in making your audio and video dreams come to life. Thinking about a family documentary or a church history story? Call us at 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278. VAST Productions has over 20 years of production experience, and we're ready to work for you. To get started, just call 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-VAST. That's 1-888-470-8278.
Hey, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and author of From Failure to Fabulous. From Failure to Fabulous is my opportunity to share with you my trials and tribulations of growing a tree service or growing a small business and making it successful by overcoming adversity, and also giving you some tidbits on what you can do on a day-to-day basis to achieve your dreams and be the best that you can be. And you can find us on Amazon. You can go to Doni Jones Live. Anywhere that books are sold, you should be able to find us.
Trees in your yard are just too tall. Who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the tree is in the street or the tree is in your back seat, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
When your tree branches begin to fall, it's only one company to call, Don's Tree Service. If you just need a little trimming or stump removal, we do it all. Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE. Fully licensed and insured, and we've been serving the Atlanta area for over 10 years.
Hi, I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service and certified arborist. When it falls, you know who to call. Call for a free estimate at 770-413-TREE. That's 770-413-8733.
When it falls, you know who to call.
Don's Tree Service.
Greetings. Welcome to Black Dot Cultural Center and Bookstore.
Black Dot Cultural Center and Bookstore on the east side of Metro Atlanta is a sacred space with the finest imported African coffees, books, events, and diaspora-inspired jewelry, art, and accessories. Visit us at 6984 Main Street, Lithonia, Georgia, or online at blackdotcc.com. There is light inside the Black Dot.